All right. So today I wanted to talk about a really, really old film. Like, not that old, but pretty old. It's called In Time. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it. But the more I watch it, the more I kind of see in it, and it's like it opens up new and new layers for me. So I just wanted to share it with you. And there is like a lot of, even though like it's pretty obvious, just like as it is, there is still kind of a lot of interesting ideas and thoughts still went sort of like unmentioned. So I'm gonna try and pinpoint them. So let's start with the main idea. So it's a fictional world. People are genetically engineered to stop aging at 25. Time is now the currency. It's so obvious that time is money. Like they mention it all the time. There is even a quote that one of the characters is saying, "Follow the time." Like someone asks him, "What do we do now?" And he's like, "What we always do: follow the time," which is equivalent for follow the money. So time is money, literally. So the humanity kind of transitioned to this new, I don't know, like utopia or something. And you know why I love it? Because it's so accurate. Because we like there is this, there was this podcast that was talking about how rich people are earning the money, and they were saying that poor people exchange their life for the money. Rich people create products, create opportunities. So that's how they actually earn the money. They don't exchange it. But again, there they kind of suggested that everybody exchanges time for money. So that is like a direct correlation, right? Because when, for example, if I were to go to work at the McDonald's, I would be earning, I have no idea, like $20 an hour, let's imagine, right? Like 16, whatever, 20. And so my 1 hour of my life is going to be costing me $20, but I'm not working 24/7, so it's probably even less. So if I divide the amount of hours I'm working, the amount of time I earn every month, I could tell you how much my hour is worth, how much my life is worth even, which is crazy. Like that, it should never have been done like that. We were never supposed to be living where we could say how much each person is worth, because first of all, it's impossible to count that. Second of all, you could be doing anything you want. So one day your worth would be this amount, another day it would be another amount. Anyway, it blows my mind. I feel like it's inhumane. I feel like it's the wrong direction. But okay, let's just humor it for a minute. So they have the protagonist is has discovered the truth. Like, to be honest, it's like I feel like maybe because the film is really old, it was like eye-opening or something, but these days it's like everybody knows that. So like for a few to be living eternally, many must die, and like all that. So he finds out about the truth. He gets hundreds years, he gets like over a century years on his clock. So he changes time zones. That is the first thing that he does. He changes time zones. He goes to the poshest, richest place on earth. Here is an interesting thing. They didn't comment on that. They just, slightly suggested it. In the world at the moment, we have 24 time zones. In the film, there is 12. My idea is that it was done to make it easier and smoother for the audience to sort of like process the film and make it more like interactive, because like, can you imagine if the protagonist going through 24 zones? Like that's way too much. Also, my mind instantly went when I see the number 12. I'm like, districts, like Hunger Games, like maybe there is also a correlation about that. But yeah, anyway, time zones. We still have, like, we have 24 time zones, but we don't separate them according to the economy situation, right? It's more of a just like the amount of daylight we have at the moment. But it's an interesting kind of thing, and I've connected it the following way: different time zones equals different countries equals different energies. So I first kind of came to this conclusion a few months ago when I was traveling, and I like when you enter the airplane, it's almost like you enter this, everybody loves airports. It's like another world, right? Because it's literally portals. So on a plane, you go to another space, another country, another like whatever. And the places are so different, and they are so vastly like culturally and different languages, and you change time zones, you change all of it. And if we go even deeper, there is a thing that's called astrocartography. So there, it's basically the science of astrology and Earth. And okay, so Earth has its own magnetic field and its own energetic lines. Some scientists had made a map of that, and so if you put your astrological sign, like when you were born, how it's called, natal chart. If you put your natal chart over the map of the Earth, if you collide them, you could see how, like your astrocartography, you could see how you would feel in every place in the world. So basically, how your energies connect with the energies of the Earth. I feel like it's brilliant. Honestly, I've tried it. You can literally Google it, like click the first link. It's gonna give you all the information. It's free. Like you don't have to pay anyone for it. But anyway, so when you change countries, you change frequencies. You change the way you're gonna feel. You change economies. You change cultural knowledge. You change languages. You change how people behave, etc. So these days in the modern world, many countries are sort of like fighting with immigration. And I always, and I still am, kind of opposite this sort of, we're not gonna let these people in our country. I don't feel like that's humane. Like again, it's not normal. Like what, open up the borders, like let people live. Can you imagine if we were just humans, not like, labeled according to what passport you have? So yeah, it would be so beautiful. But at the same time, if you were to travel, let's say from Africa to New York, you'd be like, whoa, how is it possible? We are we on the same planet? Because it's like, it's so vastly different. The experiences are so different. And yeah, I honestly feel like in the future, like all these videos about how we are splitting into different, timelines, like the Earth is splitting. I honestly feel like that's what it's going to be like. Like some countries are going to be so low, there's going to be like all kinds of violence, and other countries are going to be really safe and sound, and they're not going to be, like sort of on the same level. But again, like in my opinion, it's like, how could you like, have all the comfort in the world when you know someone else is struggling? Why don't you want to help them, etc.? So anyway, there is so much like philosophy in this, and circling back to the film, we have different time zones, different energies, different cultures, different energies. They even show you the map with like different time zones. I don't feel like that's accurate, because it's like we can't, put the countries in like in on the scale. Like we don't have that. Like it's so random. Like poor countries over there, then the rich country is right next to it. It's like it's all over the place. But I mean, it's a film, so they probably kind of given up sort of like the idea. Again, why did they connect it with the Hunger Games? Because in the Hunger Games, they also have this correlation, this escalation of like from poor to rich, right? Like every district, like the 12th district is the poorest of them all. Like it's the same as in time it is the ghetto, like the last time zone. So again, it's quite interesting. I don't feel like it's, in this world we would have to see the same kind of ideal utopia where it's like every single country one after another, there is like one level up. We're not going to see that. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be like a drastic change depending on where you are. Okay, so what's next? The protagonist arrives in the new Greenwich, which is the first zone. Like that is the epicenter. That is like the posh. It's like Switzerland. You know, it's like the most expensive zone or country in the film. So, and he starts running. He starts running because he's used to being in a hurry. He doesn't have time to walk around calmly. So I feel like that's so brilliant. It's like every time, again, it's circling back to the like esoterics and all that. You tell the world you are like, if you say I want to have more money, you're not gonna have it, even if you say it in your prayer, because you're gonna get what you ask for, and what you ask for, you want to have money. So you basically ask for a want. So you know, it's like all this. I'm pretty sure everybody has, you know, knows it by now. But anyway, so yeah, and the way like he hurries, it's still under his like gray gray substance. It's still there. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Like these details, that's what makes us as an audience love the film and feel that it's true. Like all these, like how would you react? How would you like connect with people or talk to them, etc. So Cillian Murphy's character says, doesn't he? Oh yeah, right. So this moment is like when the protagonist began giving away time, and Cillian Murphy's character says, doesn't he understand he's hurting the very people he's helping? Meaning, economy is going to crash even more because he gives away free time, and prices are going to go up, inflation is going to boom, like all these like natural. So for example, if right now some person would go on the street and give away millions of dollars for everyone, what are people going to start doing? They're going to start spending the money, so the price is going to go up, inflation is going to boom, etc., etc. So that's why the policeman, the Cillian Murphy's character, he is constantly like trying to protect the system, because the system is going to fail. Like you're going to go deeper and deeper into depth, and like eventually you're going to collapse. So that is his mission. He's like, you're hurting them. Like you're extending their suffering even more, which is sort of like a way through. Like that's the only way to sort of like to break the system. That's the goal. That's the goal, to just like crash it so drastically that it's, you know, it's gonna just crumble, and there would be no monetary system, which I don't know how it's gonna look like in the world. It's like, can you imagine the world without it? Like, I imagine it would be good if we weren't living in the cities. But anyway, I'm gonna circle back to it in a sec. So loans. When I first like watched it, I remember I was thinking about like, okay, time is money, so what? Like, yeah, we get it. We earn the money like on our time, and you know, we go about spending them. But think about loans for a second. When you take a loan, it doesn't matter where from the bank, from your friends, from your parents, it doesn't matter. If you take a loan, you basically take time from the future. I would say not time, I would say you take energy, because it would take your energy, it would take something from you, right? It would take like physical energy, it would take your mental energy, however you earn the money. So it would take your energy, and you take your energy from your future self if you take the loan. So all these people who are like, oh, I'm gonna take a mortgage, or like, you know, it's just like 20 years, whatever, who cares? Think about it, because it means that in the next 20 years or like 10 years or whatever, you're gonna be spending your energy, but you're not gonna be able to feel it, the exchange. So it's as if you are just giving. So again, we're circling back to the most sacred, you know, rule of energy. It's the balance, give and take. It always have to be equal. So if you give something away and you don't get anything in return, you're clearly abused. You're clearly like, it goes somewhere else. It should not go this way. So you're gonna suffocate. You're gonna basically die eventually if you don't start getting the proper flow of energies, which is why I could even go like into narcissism in here and all the toxic dynamics. When you please other people, you forget about yourself. You're like, no, you go first, it's all for you, it doesn't matter what film do you want to watch, I don't know, it doesn't matter what I want, like all that. You give away your energy, and these abusers, these perpetrators, they never care about you, they never return your energy. So it's basically like, throw it away just in the vastness of this cosmos and not getting anything in return. So that's what I feel like loans are. You take away your energy. Do you wanna sort of like, when you do that, you're gonna get the energy from your future. Do you wanna be feeling like you're not gonna get any return from it for the next however many years or months or even days? So it's always better to just like count it properly and just like make sure you have the proper flow. You're able to recover, you're able to come back to yourself. But anyway, okay, so loans, but people exchange it. Oh right, so again, I didn't get the specific idea from my life experience. I was watching some podcasts or something it was, and the guy was really rich, like he was an entrepreneur, and he was explaining why some people, like poor people, remain poor, like because you exchange your time for money. Rich people, they create opportunities, they create supply. So they create a product. So for example, instead of if you're like something just like that is in my circle, if you have an online course, for example, instead of having one-on-one clients, what you could do is you could create an online course that sells or has the same product, but it could talk to multiple people at the same time. So, and the goal is not to loop it, but to create it, put it out there and market it. That's all. So for example, I could be talking to 5 people a day about film in time and how it works and what it does, right? And I would be like, this is that, and this is here, and this is that. And I could get the money for each call, and I'd be like, oh, that is awesome, I have clients. But I could also, that is exchange my time for money. But I could also record a video, put it out there, and say, if you want to watch it, it's $20. And so it doesn't take that much energy from me. I created a product and now it's out there and everybody is using it. So that is technically what it means. So like, you're no longer exchanging your time for money. You're creating a product and everybody is like using it or accessing it in a certain way. All right, so the last fact that I have for you is actually from the lecture from Sadhguru. I mention him almost in my every video, but anyway. So he was given some interview, something. When I was first listening to it, again, I'm a big advocate for like, let's open up the doors, let's get rid of the borders, because they're imaginary, there should not be countries, we should all be one nation, we should all love each other and all that. But then when I heard him explain what would happen if we were to open up the borders this very minute, I was like, oh my gosh, like he's so true. Anyway, I'm gonna read you the quote. So he was talking about what would happen if all the borders would be open and people would not have to work. So there was like a question about, do you think we would be, we could arrive at one point in our lifetime where humans don't have to work for food or for utilities or like, for anything like that? And he said yes, but not at the moment, I believe he said like in 20 years or something like that. But he said that if we were to do it, anyway, let me read the quote because I don't want to misquote him. The time will come when there is a universal income. 40% of the people will become indolent. Another 20 to 30% will get addicted. Another 20 to 30% will get violent. Another 30% will do fantastic things. Human consciousness will rise, but you have to lower the other 70%, otherwise they will eat you up. It is so brilliant. So I've been traveling like in Bali, and there are many people who actually, like, I could see with my own eyes, the energies there are so potent that eventually, if you were to spend more than a year there, people get into this passive state where they don't want to do anything at all. Like, they just want to eat, shit, sleep. That's all. They don't want to do anything. It's really depressing. Like, thankfully I didn't spend that amount of time there, but I did talk to people who were living there for like 10 years, 5 years, and they were like, yeah, what did you do today? Nothing. It was so cool. Like, they're just like, they're so nowhere. They're just passive consumers. So I truly believe that most of the people, like he said, 40% will become indolent. They would be passive consumers. Also, like 20-30% would be addicts, meaning that is just natural. Like, if people had complete open access to drugs, who would be able to not get involved in that? You have to, again, it's not about like, oh, I'm so good, like I don't get. It's about the level of consciousness. So you have to be able to not be interested in that or know where it leads. It's a road with no end. It's a road to nowhere. You have to get to know it. And once you figured it out, you just live it. You just, escape it. Trust me, I know it. I love sugar so much. I could, like, there was time when I woke up at night just to eat a piece of chocolate. Another 20 to 30% will get violent. No questions here, right? It's like, just because you're bored, it's, again, you're too low. You're too low. You don't see any other way to solve the problem. You don't see any other way to get something other than take it away, other than abuse another person. That is really low energies. That is really low level of development. Like, no matter if you're spiritual or not, it's just, I'm sorry. So, it's also kind of, relevant. Another 30%, just 30% will do fantastic things. And I'm pretty sure the same 30% are pretty much the people who are doing these things still right now, these days. They are opening workshops, they are holding masterclasses, they are raising consciousness, they are singing songs, they are making films, they are doing whatever they can, even though they do struggle to, to maintain this level of life costs. They still kind of, they're doing it, and they would be doing it no matter what. So it's really beautiful. It really changed my, opinion about whether we should open the borders. Again, I really wish I could see the day when, all the countries just like come to peace and we're all together and just could be just one, race. But yeah, I guess not today. So yeah, that's pretty much my take. I feel like the concept of this film is really, it was a breakthrough. Again, it was so brilliant that everybody loved it, everybody talked about it, everybody knew it. But these days, it could have been so much better. It could have been even more delicious, even more profound and life-changing, right? Just like, everything everywhere all at once. It's just took whatever was there and it just, improved. It gotten better. It gotten, on the next level. So I love it and I admire it so much. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, as always. And I hope that makes sense. And I will see you someday.